So, thank you so much for coming. So we made 10, and that's what you were... 10 quality people.
10 absolute quality people.
Yeah, the absolute. So, actually, I would like Stephen to introduce himself. I went to Finland a week ago. I went with Peter on the boat, because there was this art workshop, and I was invited to his home with his dear wife, and to have a meal and to share the day, and I was really well cared of. And I know that Stephen has a lot of enthusiasm. Doesn't the word God, I think the word God means enthusiasm. I read somewhere. I don't know where I read it, because without enthusiasm, life is dead, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've come to receive life. So I'd just like to, because I can't say too much about Stephen, he can say much more about himself. So maybe you'd like to introduce yourself first.
Okay.
Yes, so welcome.
Hello everyone. Thank you, honestly, so much for coming. You're here for me, and I'm really grateful that you came. There's really a lot of joy in this room. The way you sang that song, I felt like we were back in kindergarten. There's so much child heart here compared to Finland, which is not like that. You know? There's so much, but you're all here for a reason, and I needed 10, and you are 10. So thank you so much. You know. Yeah, I have been. When I went to Finland many years ago, I said, "What can I do to help this country?" And I said, "Well, they do everything so well, apart from marriages. So I have to do something in this area. This is my life." So I got called, and I read many books, and thought about it. And then I wrote a book of my own. And then after I wrote the book, I threw it away. Because the book taught me something very, very important. And it taught me that the principle is all the companies and all the society and everything else, everybody's trying to use the principle to improve society. But I'd never seen that before. But the book showed me that. And so, for the last 10 years now, I've been saying, what is this in this first chapter that can explain the world and reality and how beautiful it is, yeah? So I'm totally inspired by this chapter 1. I just think it's the most gorgeous, delicious, wonderful. It's just so incredible. And we'll hopefully see this today and tomorrow. But I just every day I wake up with new insights and new thoughts, and I'm writing 3 books at the same time, and it's terrible. And every time I talk, I go, oh, I should add a bit more here and do that there. So any opportunity. So this is a seminar. Today we're going to be talking about, you know, what I want to do today is give you a language to talk about your relationships with your children or with your beloved, or, you know, to give you a language. Because if I just say, well, you should live for others, or, you know, you should be, you know, grateful, or you just got fallen natures everywhere, it's very, very undefined. And so my wife and I, using what we've learned, what I've learned in my teaching, now have a language to talk to each other about issues in our family and in our relationship. And this really helps us, because when a problem comes up, we can say, we can have words to describe what's actually happening, and that helps us immensely. Okay? So rather than just saying, you know, just some general ideas, we're going to kind of look at language and an idea of what God wants from us, what really God is hoping that we will develop. Okay? So, much of relationship education, almost the basic premise is if I get better at relationship skills, if I improve, everybody around me will become a better person. Everybody around me will become a better person. So if I become a better boss, my employees will become better employees. They will respond to that. If I become a better teacher, better managing classrooms, the children will respond to that. And one of the biggest problems in our world today is the belief that if he changed, I could be a better wife. We say it the other way around, you know. We go with this relation, we say, if she was better, I would be a better husband. And if he was better, women say, if he was better, I would be a better wife. And it doesn't work like that. Well, it does, but it doesn't. It's true if he was better. But it's also true if I was better, my wife would be better. And that's more true. And to catch that point in my own marriage, sometimes it's been very hard. I wish she was different. I wish, you know. But learning how to be better at those moments when she's not her best self has been really, really helpful for me. How can I improve so I can better help her at those moments when she's struggling or finding it hard? So it's always about what can I learn? If I was better, and that's what God wants for us, to be more whole, more complete, more loving, more a channel for His love. Okay?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
If you have that up there, you don't read it, I get a bit kind of, I'm trying to listen to you and then I don't look at this.
Yeah.
So then I think, what's the point of having it?
We can take it home and discuss it.
So I shouldn't really look at this?
Well, you can if you want to. It's there. If
Okay.
you want to write notes, it's your choice.
All right, so I should listen to you more than...
Everybody's different.
Don't listen at all. Just do your own thing.
Because in my brain, if you read that, I can take that in,
Yeah.
you see. But if it's there and you're talking, I'm trying to read it and you're talking at the same time. That's just me. But maybe everybody else is fine.
Yeah.
He's
The
a very
problem.
organised teacher.
I know.
Can't get the two together.
Okay, shall I stop and let you read the slide? Does that help?
Well, if you were to read it, then I could both listen and read at the same time.
Oh, there you go. That's a good point. So we have here this slide.
Thank you.
And this is this introduction to the principle, isn't it? Yeah. There's this me, and I'm a good part of me, but there's this broken part of me, and this part of me it needs some kind of healing or fixing. But there's still a good part of me, and God can work through this good part of me, and God hopes to work through this, and He does work through this good part of me. Now, some of these good parts of me are very effective. I might be effective at something, in my life. I might be good at listening to my wife. I might be good at washing up, or something like this, highly unlikely. But some things might be a bit weaker. I might not be so good. I can listen a bit to my wife, but I can't really listen to her like she really wants to be listened to. So that still, I'm trying, but it's not broken. It's just weak. It is weak. I just don't quite get it right. Yeah. So, but there's this broken part of me, and so this comes under the principles of creation, and this is principle of restoration. Yeah. This is how do I restore that? How do I heal this broken part? We'll talk about that later this afternoon. But this morning we're going to be focused, and this afternoon we'll focus on this bit. We were focusing on thinking about how we improve, what is it in there, and how do we improve it? What are the principles of improving this? Okay? And then we'll look at this, and then we'll talk about how we heal that and try to overcome it. So that's the last lecture. Okay? Does that make sense? Any questions? Just put your hand up. Okay? So here we have, me, and natural, non-fallen part of me. I can grow, I can develop myself. I'm sure some of you have developed yourselves in some ways over the years, I hope so. Okay? And it's a lifelong learning. Are you still learning things?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. You're still learning, and you're becoming more effective, more talented maybe, more loving. Yeah? And you kind of embracing the goodness that is in you and valuing it. So Abraham was a rich farmer.
Yeah.
So why is he a strict father? That means he was applying principles, he was effective at applying principles, he wasn't totally broken, he wasn't totally fallen. People throughout history have built cities and civilizations, and so we didn't completely lose everything. Yeah? So we've applied certain principles to creation and growth and development, and it happens. Okay, so that takes place in following the principles, and I call these principles of co-creation. I'm co-creating myself. I've inherited something from my culture, from my mother, from my father, from my schools and everything. And when I get to a certain age, I can start to say, what do I add to this? What do I add on top of this? What do I place on top? So I'm a co-creator with God, with society, with my family. I co-create myself. Yeah? Do you understand this word co-create? Like, yeah? Okay.
So the principles of creation means the principles of co-creation.
No, this is not how it works. No. Physical co-creation of the co-creation of myself. Myself.
Yes.
Okay, the principles of creation are the principles we apply when we're trying to achieve something. That's different than trying to say, what is inside me and how do I develop myself so that I can go out and achieve something. There's a goal out there. And the principle of creation apply to the goal, to the external manifestation. So I'm trying to build a marriage. So my principles of creation are used to create my marriage. But I have to co-create myself so that I can fulfill the needs of marriage. Yeah? Catch that? Yeah, it's like a company has an internal workings, internal things going on, but it has a product to sell. How do I sell those products? I need all the things going on inside the company, the accounting, the human development, etc., going on inside, so that they can step out the door and say, we have a product to sell. How do we sell this product into the world? How do we design it for the world? Yeah. So there's the internal processes of myself, and that allows me to be more effective. And today we're talking about some of the internal processes. And tomorrow I'll be talking about the external building.
In the afternoon?
No, that's tomorrow for Sunday service.
Okay.
So I'll be talking about the principles of creation tomorrow. Okay? It's really important you catch these points, because we can confuse ourselves if we don't really understand. Yeah? There's three fundamental things. There's the principles of co-creation here, developing the good part of myself. There's the principles of restoration over here, which are a different set of principles. And then there's when I step out into the world, or we try to achieve something, there's the principles of creation. Okay? Got that?
Sort of.
Yeah. Okay? Now often to achieve that principles of creation, I have to go back inside and I have to develop myself inside so that I'm more effective in my teaching. Yeah?
You use the word co.
Co.
Why do you use the word co?
Because I didn't create myself in the first place. I inherited so much from my culture and everything else. Why are you so friendly? Is it just because you're Swedish? But fundamentally, other cultures might not be so friendly, or they'll be more, hello everybody, and everybody's doing that. And you would be co-created by your culture. They would be creating you, and you would be
The co-creation is both what's going on inside of you and what's affecting you.
And what affected you from the beginning, yes. Also your family tree, the strengths of your parents, the weaknesses of your parents. Yeah? But you have to take responsibility. So you're a co-creator. Because the only way you're going to develop yourself is you take responsibility for who you are. That's it. No one else can do it for you. I can't go to the doctor and say, give me a pill, principle of creation pill. Take it. I'm a perfect husband. There we go. Now I have to work at this. This is my lifelong journey. Okay? You got this then? Okay. Okay, so in the unification movement, we have these 4 realms of heart. Okay? So, we say the first thing we have to do as a child is learn to somehow connect with our parents and appreciate and love and kind of embrace the love of our parents. Have the heart of a child. to value our parents, to treasure them, and something like this. Yeah? And from that relationship, we learn a lot about trust, respect, relationship skills, lots of things. Yeah? And then we step out with our brothers and sisters and with our schools, friends, and we learn about social relationships. But that's on the foundation of the child's life. Yeah? Foundation of how you were treated in those first 2 years by your parents gives you the foundation to say, this is how I relate with the world. And at 2 years old, you start saying, mine, give it to me. And you start creating things and doing things. And then as you develop your friendship skills and your brother and sister skills, then you hit couple relationship, and you go into couple relationship, and you realize you're not perfect at your couple relationship. And you have to work at developing your couple skills. What does it mean to be a couple? Yeah? And then suddenly you have children, and you realize that you have something more to learn. And at each age they get to, you've got to learn something new. And you learn the difference between a boy and a girl, and all what they need, and things like this. And what worked before no longer works. I used to be able to go 5, 4, but they don't do it anymore. They don't respond, you used to quickly, calm down, tidy up, put things away. Okay, when they were 5 or 8, they would do that. But when they got to 12, I went to 5, you're meant to calm down, settle down, put things away. They didn't listen. I had to learn a new set of skills. So we're always being asked to learn, but it's always built on that initial child's love. Okay? You get that? Okay. So the fundamental question is, what skills are you trying to develop as a little child so that you can go forward with your life? What is happening? What are the internal processes at work that you are being asked, but God wants you to learn so that you can be effective in your relationships? Yeah? What is God hoping? How does God come into you? How does God work? Now, I've met some lovely people here today already. So God is present. Absolutely, God is present. Yeah? And it's wonderful that God is present. But where did this come from? From your first relationships and other places. Yeah? But the question is, what is God asking me to develop more? This is the key of today's talk. What does God want? Okay? So it's very interesting. Eric Berne, in the 1960s, he was the first positive psychologist. And around 1950s, 60s, there were all kinds of positive psychologists or people emerging out of Freud and Jung and looking at the subconscious and everything. But they were positive psychologists saying, how do I live life well? How do I live life better, more effectively? So Eric Berne was one of the very first, and he gave this model. And I taught this model as a course, and I realized how incredibly valuable it was to understand God's love. So, there are 5 textures of God's love. Fundamentally 5 different textures. And when we receive them, we know it's love. We feel it's love. We know it's good and healthy. We know I'm not being disrespected. I know that I'm enjoying this or valuing this and treasuring it. Okay? So, these are 5 different types, and they're called, there's 2 children, the adaptive child, or the teamwork child, the group child, and the free child. The free child. Free to be myself child. Free to be who I am child. Free with my individual unique needs. That's my individual unique need. Then there's adult. Okay? And then there's 2 parents. 2 parents. One is a nurturing parent, the ability to raise up other people, to lift them up, to make them higher level because it's good. And there's also the protective parent, which says, please don't do this, please stop that, it's hurting us. Rules and regulations and things like this, and conflict resolution, things like this. And so these 5 textures of love form the basis of what God is calling us to develop inside ourselves, to ever higher level of existence. So he's asking us always to develop these 5 things so that we can more fully represent God's expression of God's love. More fully represent God's love. Okay? So, So if we just look at the free, because we have a kindergarten. My wife is a kindergarten. We have little children, 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, 5. And we see this every day at work, these principles at work. Every single day we see these happening. So there's 2 fundamental children. The first thing we would like is a well-behaved little child. We would like them to sit nicely in groups, to obey the rules, to get dressed nicely, to, do things at the right time, eat properly at the table. There's all this, don't do this and don't do that, and come here. Please learn to work in a group. This group work is really important for you, because if you can get it right here, then you can get it right in your school, and you can get it right in your teamwork and other teamwork throughout life. And you've got to learn the fundamentals. If you don't learn it here, it's going to get hard. So how do you follow group rules? Okay? So there's all kinds of things. You're fulfilling your promises, being helpful, follow rules, fairness. Anything you think of a team kind of setting, I'm responsible for this, I'm helpful here, listen to others there, etc., etc. Is kind of in there. So these are kind of skills that allow me to embody. And maybe some people who are not very good at teamwork, who express, who don't keep their promises and commitments, or, not very fair, or, etc., etc. But the other side, and so when a child does this so well, when you have a little perfect child at the kindergarten, and they sit at the dinner table, they eat nicely, and they go to the group work, and they say, well, oh, what a wonderful child. Oh, so nice. This is just so nice, Yeah? So we're really happy. And when a child is misbehaving, no, we can't do that. That does not express God's. But we don't want just robots. We want each child to be a unique manifestation of God's love, with their own creativity, their own gift for the world. Because everybody's totally unique. What are they here to give to the world? Yeah. So we hope to develop a unique individual characteristic, their unique creativity. But they also have individual needs, which are different than the group need. I need to go to the toilet right now, for example. And then even if you're in a group, I still have this need. Yeah? So we call this the individual, the free child. And then included in this is the ability to be honest about your mistakes. The freedom to be honest about your own needs. The freedom to be honest and to say sorry for what you've done wrong, individually. The freedom to be able to do these things. So I get quite a lot of older people who find it so hard to express their own needs in their couple relationship, for example. It's quite hard to say, look, darling, I really need time off. I need a break. Could you, it comes out all wrong. I'm doing all the work, and sort of just say, darling, I am exhausted. I just need a break for a few hours. Could you look after the kids? They find it hard. They never learned it as a child. And it's very complicated. It comes out all wrong. And some people find it hard to be honest. They're so frightened that if you really knew me, then you knew to be wrong. Then you wouldn't love me, or things would fall apart. Things like this. Yeah? So this is what we're hoping that the child, so we're trying to express their creativity, their honesty, to say sorry, all these things to the child. And then the adult. We're hoping that they grow to be sensible, age-appropriate behavior. Learn to use the potty, the toilet. Okay? Learn to dress themselves. Learn to put things away properly. Depending on their age, we hopefully each age will take more and more personal self-management, self-development. This is not the job of my parents anymore. I am old enough. So we hope to develop that. When we see that's a good behavior. And when a 5-year-old can't put on their own clothes, they go, "What is happening here?" We know that there's something wrong. There's something going intrinsically wrong in the child itself. It needs help. Yeah? And then we see, even in the children at 4 and 5, we see the desire to become a parent. We see this all the time, the 4-year-old and 5-year-old adopting the 2-year-old and saying, "You are my child." It's so wonderful. It's so wonderful. And there's preciousness of this, seeing it. And they do it, some of them, so well. So beautiful. And you have this child who comes in a little bit frightened and young and doesn't know what's happening, and he gets this embrace. There's always some force that rises within another older child that "You are for me to develop myself. This is my chance." And the little one gets taken, and you can see. And we've had these children who come, they're so fragile and so already hurt, actually. And the older ones take them and they dance with them, and they dance really slowly so the child, and they dance little twirls slowly so the little one can copy, and they take care of them in the playground. And you see this beautiful, beautiful behavior. And only the children can do this for the child, actually, not us. And then this little girl says, "Oh, this is what it means to be a little girl." And she starts to inherit it. Quite quickly we see this very positive transformation, especially with the children involved. It's very beautiful to watch. And you know God is there. You know God is present in that action. But even in that, you also see this one. You often see the no. You're not allowed to do that. That is not allowed. I'm so sorry. You cannot steal another child. You cannot take that toy away from me. These kind of things. And trying to help the children solve conflict, to learn to teach them how do you solve a conflict without aggression, without getting angry. So this is all part of our work in our kindergarten. Create this environment where God can come to dwell with His children. And when we leave, we hope they have the basic skills for life. Yeah? Okay? Make sense? Yeah? Now, what I'd like you to do, 2, 4, 6, 10. Good. I'd like you to come up. Come up the front, all of you. Come. Okay. Okay, come all up front. I want some space up here. Okay, you are a nurturing parent. You are part of this. This is the personality here, and this is your personality. This is your goal. You're to raise up. Okay? You are Mr. Perfection. Okay? Okay? You can be adult.
Okay.
Okay? Okay? And I need 2 children over here.
I can be.
You can be a child? Okay, you can be the team player, the team player child, because you like the rules so much. And here's the free child. So you come over here, like this, and kind of stand like this. Okay. And adult, can you stand in the middle of the back? Can you stand in the middle of the back? No, can you switch straight? Okay? So here we have a complete person. Okay? This is his free child. This is his...
No, I'm the team player.
Oh, the team player, we'll switch around, because I know very good. Okay. We have the team player, part of him, the free child, we have the adult. Yeah, okay? Okay, and over this side, okay. Okay, we have, what do we have here? We have a nurturing parent. Can you do that? Try that? Okay. and you can be the protective parent, okay? And you can be the team player, okay? And you can be the free child, and you're the adult, okay? So if you can stand over here, like this, okay? So you're there, and you're the nurturing parent, so can you come over here, okay? And then three of you can you come here? You're the team player, you come here. Yeah. Oh gosh, you're so... No, okay. You will be team player, you can be that, because she's a little bit small. Can you do that? There we go. Can you come to the front, please, with your child? Yeah, come here. Okay. Right, yeah, come here. You're free child. Wonderful, thank you. Okay, and you're adult, so can you switch places? Okay, so there we go. Okay? So protective parent, adult, nurturing parent, free child, and a team player, like working together. Okay? So these are different parts of your personality. This is the husband over here.
And this is the
Husband. This is a complete husband. Okay? And this is the wife.
wife.
This is the wife. Okay? Okay. So, if I said to my wife, that's a beautiful dress you're wearing today, which part of my personality is speaking?
Nurturing parent.
Good. Yeah? Oh, darling, you look lovely in that dress today. Yeah? Okay? And what happens if I said, oh, you don't look very well? Which one is speaking?
Protective.
Yes, protective. Good, protective. I'm worried about it. I'm protecting it. Yeah? So whenever we say a sentence, and it's kind of a healthy sentence, it's coming out of some part of this thing. Yeah? So you might say, so team player, as a wife, you say, what might you say to your husband from a team player position?
There are rules to be followed.
There are rules to be followed, yeah. Okay, what else might you say?
Fairness.
Yes. Could you express that in a sentence?
Yeah. Well, I have the rights you have. So to be fair now,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You had the TV remote for 1 hour.
I'm also a team player.
I know. Yeah. So she's talking to the team player.
Okay.
Because she's speaking specifically to the part of the team player that she hopes will respond. She's not talking to protective parent or to adult or something. She's specifically saying, hello team player in my husband. Are you there?
Yeah.
I'm defending myself. I'm defending myself.
Yes, that's right, Okay, so whenever we're trying to talk from one part of our personality, we're trying to talk to some part of the other personality. Okay, you catch that point?
Yeah.
Yeah? So what might adults say to someone over here? Who might an adult talk to about something sensible?
Take a warm cold when you go out in the winter.
You're protective. One second. The adult, what would you say?
Well, we should have some plans for tomorrow or for summer.
Very good. Yes, we have to think about this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to my dog over there, Hans.
Yeah, you're adult to adult.
Yeah.
We're trying to say, hello adult, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now what happens if the wife doesn't have much adult at all in her? What happens if her adult is kind of like almost non-existent? What might be the response? So you're trying to talk to this part of the personality.
Well, I can imagine the free child aspect of it. Nice! Just want to have fun now.
Yeah, good. That might come back, Oh, why should you plan the weekend, darling? Let's go and do something nice now. You're going, no, I want to know what's happening this weekend. So it can cause frustration. When something's not developed, it can go. So when you're talking to the team player and the husband doesn't have any team player, and you're trying to talk to this, it's difficult.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
who should I?
There you go. Shut up. It doesn't happen. It just doesn't go in. You know. He might say, "What if you talk and there's no team player? What might you say in return?" Yes. Because you said let's clean the house a bit. Let's just say you clean that. We need to clean the house up. We've got guests coming. What might the free child say?
I want some fun and joy.
Yeah, we should go. We should dance and sing. And that's what happened. Because, like, you know, so many times in our couple relationships, we're trying to talk to some part of our partner. And it's not there.
Where is it?
Hello.
Okay? So this is what's happening. Because we haven't developed something. And God will not let us not become God's sons and daughters. So you will keep asking. You will keep hoping. You will keep trying. You might start shouting.
I think it's fairness, to be fair.
What happens if they give up?
Who can?
If one of these roles,
Yeah.
The wife gives up.
you know, what's the point of talking to you anymore because you don't respond as
Good.
a team player?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that. That's the point. I mean, the point is you're meant to grow.
Yeah.
To become a full embodiment of God's love. Yeah? So, what happens if this beloved wife over here, she's very stressed about something. Very stressed. So who over here should be kind of doing something? Who over here should, because she's stressed, who could be doing something?
Nurturing parent.
Okay, what might nurturing parents say?
Don't worry, you're good as you are.
Right, well, how does a woman respond to don't worry, don't stress? That work, doesn't work. Who else can be doing something?
You should talk to the protective parent.
Oh, now what might the protective parents say?
Yeah, I would listen and
Good. Yeah.
find what's really behind.
Find out what's really happening. Even though she's kind of going, oh, you know, and you want to run away, you know, normally, what you need to be doing is saying, come here now. Yeah?
We also work together with adult.
Yeah? Actually, good. Adult can also solve the problem. Yes.
So we have to make up a plan, but that would be very responsible. Okay, you have a problem now. Okay, I step up. I can help you. We can.
Yeah, good. Good, yeah. Just tell me what the problem is and I'll fix it.
Yeah.
Good. You can listen. You can say, what's the problem and fix it. Even the team player can step in. Yeah? And say, you know, just also, you know, it seems like you feel like you're overwhelmed or something. Can I do more to help? Etc. etc. So there's a whole range of possibilities, but most men run away. Okay.
Free child.
I don't know about that. We'll talk about that this afternoon. But this is what's happening in our relationships. We're trying to expect something to be there because for the relationship to work properly, you need to be a true man and you need to be a fully true woman. And if you are, then you can always talk to each other perfectly. But we get into our marriages and we're weak in some areas. And the whole purpose of you will keep asking, make up team player, come here, yes, I need you know. Yeah? And as free child, you know, what would you love to do with your wife sometimes?
How about some affection and romance?
Oh, how about reflection and romance? And what happens if she doesn't have a free child? What happens? Who can respond to if she says, let's have some reflection and romance?
Raise up, huh?
Huh?
Grow up.
Well, who else might say something? You know?
Team player.
Huh?
The team player.
Team player might say, yeah, we've got so much to do. Yes, we really have to clean the house. And...
We are together as a team.
Huh?
We are together as a team. So
Yeah. I catch that. But you might be more the, you know, adult. It's true, you might do that. But she's trying to talk to the child. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
Be more responsible.
be,
Be more responsible.
yeah, be more responsible. Yes, don't you realise you have children and things like this,
Yeah.
and etc., etc. So this is the problem. Yes, sorry. That was a rag. Okay, but you can start to see how it can get very messy, complicated, because some people haven't developed certain skills. You know? So my life of relationship is always this problem of trying to get something from my wife that she doesn't have. And also she's trying to wake up stuff in me that I don't have. But God wants that. That's why God brought man and woman together, because they need different things from each other. And they need to grow.
And you know, on this different levels, especially in the beginning when you're on a different level, until we adjust to come to the same level,
Well, yeah,
further out in time.
yeah. I mean, I think sometimes, you know, when we marry, etc., if we get somebody or we receive somebody who can help us grow. And that's the point of it. Yeah? We receive somebody who has something in them which is stronger or better than us and is kind of trying to raise us up. And we're also, hopefully, will be better in some areas and we can raise our partner up. If we're willing to grow. It all comes down to, this is a growth relationship, and it's a lifelong relationship. And I'm still asking things from my wife, she can't give me, and she's still asking things from me, which I can't give her yet. But she wants me to come back. So I noticed this with my children. My protective parent was non-existent. Nothing. So she had to do it. And then she got it all wrong. And it didn't work so well sometimes. Yeah? She said, come on, wake up, you protective parent. You're going to discipline the children and protect the children and things like that. And I go, what's that mean? Because my dad never did it. You know. Never. So I had no pictures, no idea what it meant. So I'm getting better, but it's taking time. You know, I'm so frightened that if I do that, it's kind of, you have to heal all kinds of things, and it's like to get that point. I can do it.
But it's difficult if both wife and husband had no protection.
Yes, yeah, and a lot of children today, a lot of adults are not very good at protection today, and they just do whatever you want.
No, but he didn't get it. None of it.
Yes, if you didn't get it, but how do you pass it on to your children? Yeah? So it's complex. Okay? So this is the purpose of our marriage, is to grow to become God's full embodiment of a man who can express all the types of God's love. So whatever my wife is doing, I can go, okay, which part is needed? It comes out, it does its job properly, and then it goes back again. Yeah. So I notice, so she's getting a little bit stressed because we have a guest coming. I say, okay, I have to clean 3 days in advance, not the last minute, etc. So I clean up the house, I tidy up the wardrobes, even though the guests never go there. And she's calm, you know, so I can work with that. Okay? So, or I can, you know, so this is this, you catch it? Okay? Right, one second, let's see if we can talk about all these things. Okay. So, yeah, okay, so this is, okay. Good, yeah, you can sit down, thank you.
We'll give it back to you.
Thank you.
We'll remain team players.
But they ask you these points, this comes from this, the writer of the positive thinking.
Yeah, he came, Eric Byrne, I picked it up from him, I changed the term from he had controlling terror. And I couldn't work with that in my own life. I didn't like the idea of control, but I could work with protecting. I'm trying to protect my children. I'm trying to protect my relationship, not control my relationship.
But the whole structure and point
Yeah, it was written in a book called, he just pointed out, it's very small. He was talking about the games people play. The book was called The Games People Play. And the main thing is about the games people play because they don't know to do these things properly. So he only wrote like 2 or 3 pages on this theory, but I took it and said, this is what, you know, this is how it works in life.
His name is Eric Byrne.
Eric Byrne, yeah.
positive thinking because we hear a lot about
Yeah, yeah.
the
And
idea
so he was one of the first.
first, and then it's developing it into theology and so.
Good.
But it's quite structured, and I will, okay, that's, you find good parts and then you can solve problems.
Yeah.
Problem with.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah. Okay. So we reach adulthood looking a bit like this, you know? So something's completely missing, something's weaker than they should be, yeah? And our lifelong task, God wants us, because He will constantly ask us, He will constantly set up situations and say, wake up, infant. Wake up, develop your nurturing, develop your adult. Constantly, life will come to you, and you have to find a way to solve those problems, and you have to grow to solve them better than you are now.
So you don't do it in your lifetime, and the children.
Children, good,
Yeah.
good. And then again, you can pass your weaknesses on to your children as well as your strength. Yeah. So but life will always come at you and demand because you can only solve life problems with these 5 things. This is how life works. And it will constantly say, and if you don't know how to do it properly, then you'll end up in a situation where it demands that you develop this. Now we can refuse. We can say, I don't want to become a team prayer husband. I don't want to sit here and flip through the channels. We can refuse to grow. Yeah? Or we can refuse to become nurturing human beings. We can refuse to read the books on how do I raise up my husband? How do I help my husband become a better husband? We can refuse to read the books on parenting and protectiveness. We can not want to grow. We can desire not to grow. But if we want to grow, we can. We can become more effective, just like we become better at anything. It's our choice. Okay? So this is kind of cute, you know? So here I am. So, as I said, let's say, now, what I find in my own relationship, because I tend to be stronger here, here, and here, that I tend to try and solve life's problems by using one of those 3. In other words, because my protective parenting was kind of weak and my team player wasn't so strong sometimes, when a problem came, I tried to say, can I solve it with one of these 3? So, for example, if my children were misbehaving or something like this, my thinking was, well, I grew up to be reasonably... I just keep loving them and hopefully it will go away. You know, I wouldn't say, excuse me, son, I really need to talk to you. We've got a problem to solve. Because I didn't have those pictures at all in my life. Yeah? So I just kind of said, well, I believe, I trust that my love will somehow make it happen. And sometimes it did. And I wish I'd been clearer sometimes. Yeah? So I tend to solve my problems with this. And I understand that much better. So when somebody comes to me in a nurturing way or a playful way, I can relate so much better with that than a person who just says, I just have to follow the rules. And it's easier for me to connect with somebody who laughs in that sense. Yeah? So, but my wife is different. She has other strength. So when she tries to solve problems in life, she will use one of the other ones. Yeah? It might not be the right one, the ideal one. She might be better if she solved the problem through nurturing or through being playful. But she instead, because her natural strengths are protective parent and adaptive child, she will try to solve the problem using those ones. And it doesn't always work. It kind of creates the tension because she's using the wrong one to solve the problem. But it's still love. The point is, it's still both love. And I don't recognize it like that sometimes. Yeah? So, when I'm sick, when my wife is sick, I tend to say things like, darling, you just rest. Just lie down. Just rest. Or I would kind of try to encourage her by saying, let's watch a nice movie. This is kind of huddle up, enjoy ourselves and laugh together. And kind of, you know. So I would just kind of, I will try to be this kind of nurturing, or make you some nice food, chicken soup, this kind of idea. But my wife, when I'm sick, she will say, "Why aren't you taking your medicine? Why aren't you, being protective?" She's trying to be protective. Haven't you eaten properly? You haven't exercised enough recently. All these things which I'm sick for the last one year. But because I'm so used to solving problems with this nurturing the future child, I don't often receive it like that. I don't see it in proper. It is proper. So, it's true, I could lose some weight. It's true, absolutely true, I could. Especially I had a knee operation last year and I put on some weight. And I have to lose this weight without thinking. So it's no good of just saying, "Here's some chicken soup," let's laugh at a movie or something, because it won't help me lose weight. So she's absolutely right. You just don't have to receive it that way. So you can see how it starts to work. And so we have a language to talk about our problems together. So I can say to her, "Look, I'm kind of struggling with everything much nurturing from you." Yeah? She might say, "Well, what does that mean?" Or, I said, "This is what I'd like. I have a need." But she might be saying, "Well, I'm really stressed and want to eat bread. There's no way to be seen people." So I said, "Okay, what do you want me to do?" Because I can understand that God wants me to do, the system is asking me to do more. And we can talk about it, and we know we're here to grow. Once you catch the point, this is a lifelong growth. And there's some so fine points like listening. And to listen, you can listen with nurturing parent. You can listen with protective parent. You can listen with adult. You can listen with free child, and you can listen with it, and you can speak with all those. And you can act with all those. And getting good at all those things. So how do I really listen to my wife's problems? Some psychologists become really, really good at listening. And within a few minutes, they can hear. Because they're perfected the art of listening so well. But who can develop that? Who can work on that?
So in your relationships, your wife also is on board with all this?
Yes, we talk, and we can use this as a language to explain what's happening, and allow us to communicate instead of just saying, "I feel frustrated." You're not living for the sake of others, or these kind of words which are kind of vague, not clear, but when we understand each other, then we have a language.
Are you clear which role you're playing?
Yeah, we can talk.
No, I mean, in a situation, you can both identify, "Yeah, now I'm the nurturing parent, now you're the child."
Well, you can think like that if you really want to. If you really want to go. But my hope is that you can take this and go back home and start talking in this way. And one of the main things is for you to walk away and say, "I've got one thing that I need to be working on. My partner would like me to work on." If you can do every 2 months, take one little piece of this and say, it needs to improve, you need to work on it. And say, okay, you're a little bit better. It takes time. Yeah? You can read books online, you can talk to people, you get all kinds of information and develop it. And then the next 2 months, maybe work on a little bit something else. And over the course of 3 years, you might work on 18 things. And you're an absolutely different person. You may not be perfect, but you will start to understand things and grow and develop. And you have to work on this just like you work on lots of other things, like building a bank account or developing your career. And then you slowly become better at it. Yeah? Okay. So as I said, my wife tends to be like this, and I tend like this. Yeah? So I spent a lot of my early years of my marriage saying, be a bit more playful than that. Be a bit more, dress a little more colour. She used to buy the cheapest. Or, not the most colourful things that suited her. It wouldn't cost 10 euros extra to have something nice. How to just enjoy life together more. Because she was very focused on children, doing the teamwork, and getting the house done, and putting that out. I just would like a bit more, you know. So, and she's been asking me, please give me more of this, you know. Even grow up, you know. We're a family, we have to work together. Yeah. So this has been our life, okay? Like spiritual life, you might say. Okay. So fundamentally, we have this. So we talk about truth, beauty, and goodness. Do you have the saying in Swedish? Truth, beauty, and goodness, something like this? Yeah. So truth, beauty, and beauty comes out of these things. So beauty is when we put the free child under certain rules and regulations. So when we do a piece of artwork which follows certain internal rules of art, and you get the right, you know, things there, or ballet is kind of, you know, creativity but certain rules and regulations, and Shakespeare follows certain rules and on top of that creativity. So we say beauty comes from this kind of area. Truth comes from this sensible, rational place. And goodness is when a person is either a nurturing person, like a good teacher, a person who can help raise up other people, or a person protecting. So we have war heroes, or firemen, or these people who play roles in society. So once you understand that we're always being human, this model applies to companies, it applies to societies. Every system needs these 5 developed to a certain level for it to work quite well. Every human system needs all these 5 things developed to a certain level for it to work quite well. If something is missing, the system will start to fail. So if you have a company, what do you have? You have protected parent, like contracts, methods of disciplining workers, complaints, workers' complaints, committees, all these things which are there to protect the system. But also in a company you want to raise up people, educate them, reward systems, all kinds of things. How do we help people grow? You need sensible things going on, of course, proper designed offices and proper systems, sensible systems and things like this. You need creativity, the freedom of individual expression, the freedom of workers to come up with new ideas, the freedom of their needs or their desires and these kind of area. And companies also need to follow the rules of companies, company rules, company documentation, follow the rules of life, of the society. And anything that's missing from that, it will start to weaken. It will not function properly. And companies are all the time trying to say, how do we do this better? How do we bring more of God's energy into our church, into our company, into our family, whatever it is? We need these kind of things. There's always being human. Always. Okay?
How did you come to the conclusion that beauty, truth and goodness are linked to these different...
It's just somehow an idea, because I do see this. I see that beauty comes from the creativity following rules. And I do say goodness, when we say there's certain goodness in people, is when they're kind of helpful of others or protecting of others. Yeah? So you might be charity work, or you might do something else like this. There's a certain, again, sense of goodness for others.
Because emotion is linked to beauty, and intellect to truth, and the will to goodness.
Yeah, but you can talk about this, but don't go there yet, okay? You're hypothesizing, you're putting all these things from somebody else said. Okay? I'm just trying to say this is what I see.
This is what you see. Okay?
Yeah, when you talk about living for others, we say this is a good person, this is goodness. Yeah? When you see this living for others, and when one person is just creating something, expression, this we say this is beauty. Yeah? It may be also living for others, it's given to others, but we take beauty from it. You can also see beauty in goodness and goodness in beauty. I don't want to say you can't. And truth is there all the time. They're all there. But just something on the side. It's not. Okay?
But are you saying that we can analyze all organizations also?
Good. Yeah, you can take this. I have a worksheet, and you can take it into your company. You can sit down and you can rationalize and think: is there enough nurturing parent in our company? Is there enough protection? Do people feel there's enough protection here? Can they say what they want to say? Can they share their ideas without fear of being stolen? Etc. Do they think the processes are run properly in the company? Is it adult enough? Is it sensible processes? Can processes be improved? Is there room for creativity and individual expression? Is that allowed or is it not allowed? Each company has a different need. So if you're a fireman, you're a kind of different need than a Google, where you need more creativity. So you have a different balance. But within our system, is there something not that could be there that's not? And we can recognize that. So you can discuss that as people in your department and say, are these all covered to the level that you would like to see? Yeah, catch that? Yeah? So, okay, so basically the conclusion is, as God's children, we are asked to express this God's love, yeah, in ways that God expresses love, and that we return to our natural selves. This is natural. It's not just human systems that express these 5 sides of love. When you understand them, all animals, whole of creation, have to follow these 5 rules to exist and maintain themselves. It is embedded within the whole of the cosmic system. It is part of God itself. And that's the way He expresses Himself, so that you can see a flower, you can see a bird, and you can see a human being. Because all systems, all of cosmic systems, need these 5 things, even down to the smallest atom, need these 5 things to function. So if I look at a bird, what's happening in a bird's nest? So you've got what? You've got nurturing of the baby, nurturing. If a cat comes, the birds will go, so try to frighten it away, or chase it away, or do something to protect it. If it's raining, it will cover it. They're sensible. They try to, bring the food in at the right time, and they're trying to build the nest in the right place, and etc., etc. They're following that rule. And they follow the rules of their species. They don't say, well, I don't want to sing that stupid song again. The stupid song. We sung it hundreds of times. Why don't we sing something else? We're going to start singing something else. Nobody goes, what on earth you? You know what I'm asked. And you have to fly south, and you have to fly north, and things like this. And you have to follow the rules of your species. And you have to dance the dance you have to do to get the girl. Because otherwise the girl says, who are you? I never meet you. I need a guy who can dance the dance. And so you have to follow the rules, And then you have creativity, you might have singing in the morning, or swooping at night, or these kind of dances, and a certain kind of creativity, and dance between the couples, and things like this. So all these 5 things are essential for animals to exist, and plants too. You can see the protectiveness of plants, and as you get to know more, they send out scents to protect each other, and they feed food to their babies through the root systems, and they try to nurture them, and all kinds of things. So it's whole of it. It's like when you realize the whole cosmic fabric is based upon these 5 fundamental types of love, and that's what we're being asked to express. We're asked to express this 5 fundamental love to the best of our ability, so that we can live life well. And we can't escape this. To escape it, to say, I don't need these things, I do not need to develop these things, will only lead to unhappiness, and only lead to dysfunctional.
Does Eric Byrne also see how this can be applied to all of these.
No.
So this is your insight.
When I caught it and you match it with the principle and you start to say, oh, this is what's happening.
So he's only talking about human relationships.
No, he doesn't talk about it. They do talk about it because but their main goal is to help people. They don't think that it's on the individual level, you know. Because when you don't do this, you use something else, which we'll talk about this afternoon. We use fallen natures, but he called it games. The games people play, so that was his book. And he talked about the different fallen natures he saw. So people play games rather than use this. So he was interested in games, because it's a psychoanalytic. He wasn't interested in how this applies to the rest of the world. I took it and I started to realize, oh my gosh, this applies to the cosmos, to all of that. And our goal, that's how we become a natural, healthy, wondrous human being. The more so you walk up to me and you're feeling sick and you get the perfect response from me. Or you just get the feeling of closeness and connection that you're talking to exactly the first part of you that you really want to talk to. And it's developing. And you feel, oh, this is one, this is good, this is beautiful. So when my wife comes to me and she's kind of hoping that I will just massage her feet to the right way, the right time, and I do it perfectly. Heaven, or I clean the kitchen exactly the way she likes it done, and clothes the way, So all these things we become better at. So our job is to become this embodiment of the fundamental, natural nature of the universe. And we have become lost because of our fallen natures. But it's always the difference between the rest of nature is that I have to work on this. Even if I receive a lot of it from my parents, in the ideal world I will see so much more, I still have to take responsibility to love more. Whereas a bird doesn't, a flower doesn't. But I always have to take the choice that I am going to love it. That's my choice. And to escape it, to say, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to help her, I'm not going to learn to listen to her, I'm not going to learn protective love. It's just to make your life unhappier than it should be. Because you're already using many wonderful gifts already, and you don't know you're using them, because they're just part of you. You just go, oh, I know how to do that. I know how to do that. I know how to clean the kitchen, I know how to do this, fix the car, I know how to, have a good conversation with my wife and sort of thing, etc., etc., etc. You do it naturally. So when you learn these skills, you don't realize you know them. You just do them. Do you understand? You just are that. So we already are doing the fact that you're sitting here wondrously as a beautiful adapted children, and there's some smiles which give me some free trial, and you're sensibly writing away, etc., and you're kind of talking, showing interest, which is showing some nurturing, etc., etc., and there's nobody making a lot of noise and screaming, and I have to say, stop it, shows us a lot of God's love here already. So, thank you. Okay. So I have some worksheets. I have some worksheets for you for the last 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Okay. So for the couples, of course you can get a copy and do it, grab a copy and come back and discuss. So for the couples, I have this worksheet. For you, and this worksheet. And for you, this worksheet. Okay. And then the others, the other 6, if you come together in a group and just discuss something from this sheet. From this sheet. Yeah? Because I'm hoping that they will talk more intimately as a couple, and you can be more open. Okay? And so if you want to get a coffee first or something, so if you could move back there, yeah? And if you could move back there, then the others can sit here in the group. Yeah. Okay.